What's up, my haberdashing hammer smashers? How you doing today? It's Chris here, and we're playing some Chimps mode for you guys. So, Chimps mode is still that mode that I feel like a lot of people, they struggle ug with. So we're going to try and help you guys unstruggle ug with this thing. And we're going to get you guys going pretty quick over here with a quick tack shooter. Positioning does matter on these guys, so what I like to do is, instead of putting them right in the middle, I like to put them a little bit closer to the front over here, but just a little bit, alright? Just a little bit. That allows him to shoot just a little bit quicker over here, and then the tacks will still reach the other side, even if they don't shoot because they're there. But I'm also going to do a boomerang over here as well. You'll see how well this actually works in the long term here, but for now, just realize this is actually going to be positioned, even though it seems like a bad spot for now, we're thinking long term, man. You can't sell, you can't rebuy, so you got to put him in a position that he's going to be good for in the long term here, instead of just in the right now term. But anyways, believe it or not, this is actually a very, very good combo. Tack shooter does a lot of rando damage, and Boomerang, even though he's not super duper accurate, he's still reasonably accurate and can go through multiple balloons over here, so he still has a pretty good amount of popping power for the cost. So believe it or not, we're actually going to go all the way up to a hero already from these two towers alone. Eventually, I'm going to get some pretty high level upgrades. I'm going to go for the more attacks and the faster shooting and all that stuff, but for now, I think we're good. Fart noises. You guys know how it works. Just fart noises. Especially once we get, see, you can tell, with the green balloons coming in, man. I mean, green balloons are pesky as can be, right? And we're still taking them down, almost no problem. Let alone against stupid blue balloons. And then once we get our hero flowing, then the game is going to change directly in our favor. So, I'm going to try and do more of an explaining job today than I usually do, alright? I'm going to explain, like, literally everything that I do. I'm going to consider this more of, like, an intro video than usual. A lot of times, I'm just kind of messing around, hanging out, having fun and everything. Today is going to be, actually in-depth. So, positioning-wise, I'm going to do Gwendolyn over here. We're going to put her a little bit closer to the back over here. And still have her be in range of this, this little area right here. Basically, the way I like to put my heroes down is I like to have or at least any of my towers, actually. As far as range is concerned, when you have the ability to hit multiple spots, I always leave more range on the back end of the map and less range in the front end of the map. The reason why, just think about it for a second. The reason why is because no matter what, there's going to be a lot of balloons over here. As long as I'm shooting, I'm going to hit a lot of balloons. I really don't need to aim, I just need to throw fire at things and things will get popped. That's good. But over here, I mean, there's going to be random balloons trying to sneak through or something like that. I might struggle against them a little bit, so I want to make sure that I'm aiming at exactly what I want to aim at. I want to hit those last little yellow balloons as they're sneaking through, those last green balloons as they're sneaking through. So, you might have to rely on that a little bit. So, we're going to go. Round 15 is a little difficult, so we're going to at least get the even more tax upgrades on the bottom there, and the faster shooting on the top path here. We're going to wait on everything else, though, because I still want to get some good cam detection in here. But I really think that's a big deal. A lot of people probably don't think it's that big of a deal, but when you're playing long term here, it's gonna mean even more for you when you're aiming DDTs and bad balloons and all this other stuff that you really just want to do a good job against. All right. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get one quick low level ninja. We're talking about a pretty decent level guy here. We're gonna put him just to the left of Gwendolyn here, just to the bottom of Gwendolyn. Once you get that range upgrade for the Ninja Discipline, you can still hit that spot over here too, which is pretty important. We're going to get the Seeking Shuriken, but I'm not going to go much higher than that because we're already talking about monkey villages here, guys. I like to get my monkey village before round 40 on Chimps mode because well, at least on these easier maps, just because I know for the rest of the game, I don't have to worry about it. I'm good. I'm good. Feeling juicy on the inside. So, again, thinking ahead of time, I'm planning on getting a primary monkey village, top path primary monkey village, because I've got a boomerang, I've got a tack shooter, I can get, you know, a nice level cannon, and maybe even do some weird glue action or something, I don't know. But having this monkey village here is kind of important, I guess. Make sure he's in range of basically wherever you're going to put any primary towers down. And even though the tack shooter may seem like it's not perfectly in range, it's okay because we're going to get the bigger radius in just a little bit anyways. So that'll also give us the ability to have that extra cam detection there. So we're going to go for the regrow blocker here, and then we're going to go for the radar scanner basically as soon as we have the money. Now also, another great reason to get a ninja next to Gwendolyn in the early part of the game is because when you do that fire up like that, well, guess what you're going to do, baby? You're going to power up that ninja and make him even more powerful. One thing you're going to realize, though, is at this point, my tack shooter and my boomerang really aren't doing as much as they probably could. I mean, just a few low-level upgrades can really change how well these guys are going to do. So we really want to get those guys upgraded quickly, right? But I still want to get that cam detection here early on in the game, so I'm willing to wait it out here and get it going. So here we go, radar scanner. Now we can start spending the money however we see fit. And I'm feeling top path boomerangs. So we go for the improved rings. We're going to go for the glaives. And then, honestly, this is where it gets a little tricky. Do you want to go for the faster throwing, just to throw really freaking fast? Or do you want to go for the red hot rings, which is going to add an extra layer of damage on all of your stuff? And honestly, it's up to you. I've tested them out, and it seems like it's pretty even in both ways. But I feel like I just like the I like the double range on this guy, and plus giving yourself lead popping power and even camo lead popping power is kind of nice, you know? Plus you can also hurt the DDTs, even though not do a ton of damage with them. With this guy, you can at least hurt the DDTs, which is a rare thing to do, especially for a boomerang. You don't think of them as any sort of DDT popping power at all, but they can, which is kind of nice. Alright, so this is our basic strategy. We're still going to go for a glaive ricochet over here, kablamo. And now the balloon popping power is freaking covered, dude. Like, we got it going for ourselves. But we still got to worry a little bit about that Moab popping power, right? So, let's work on... So anyways, yeah, like I was saying, guys, if you don't know yet, Red Hot Rings does do double damage, even on a third-tier glaive ricochet over here. So when we knock down these layers, we're knocking blacks down to yellows. That's 3 balloons per shot, right? You can knock off the black layer, and then you knock off the 2 pink layers on top of that. So that's 3 balloons per shot. And that's why I kind of like the more layers thing, because even though it only seemingly does more damage against, you know, certain balloons, really anything rainbow, zebras, blah, 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 it does an extreme amount of damage, man. I love it. So we go. We got a lot of money to work with. Let's go for our heli pilot already, man. Let's go for him. Let's get our buddy going. So, I never got the extra range here, so we want to make sure that our heli pilot is in range, though, because that's going to be our cam detection here, guys. So, if you actually watch the range of the heli pilot, you can see when it's going to be in range of the monkey village, and then you want to put him just wherever, I guess, you know, wherever the heck you want to put him. I like to get quad darts for sure, and I can already start getting my alchemist. But for my alchemist, this is the weird one, man. If you're going to put another tower in range, the ninja's a pretty good tower to pick, but I wouldn't do much more than that. Like 2 towers max for your power up on this guy. But a lot of people usually just do 1 alchemist per heli pilot, and that's fine too. Whatever you're feeling like doing, man. I feel like for right now I get more power ups, and then for later on I can always pop down an extra alchemist for just 3 or 4 grand and not feel too bad about it, especially if I get another wizard or something like that to help power them up. All right. So it is, round 40 already. This is where the damage is really going to come into play. The pierce is really going to come into play. Taxer's doing a great job. It's already on fire over here. The ninja's helping clean this stuff up. And with this boom boom to help clean up all these balloons right here, man, look at that damage right there, baby. Ba-boom, ba-boom. Destroy it all, and the Moab is no big deal at all. So now we get Pursuit, fast firing, faster darts. And then we're going to finally get this guy up to stronger stimulant just to kind of clean everything else up. But I'm loving, man. I'm loving the damage on this thing. We're talking about, for whatever reason, it looks like, to me, a lot of those zebra blues are just getting chopped down to pinks. So, hey, I'll take it. I will take it. Stronger stimulant over here. And we do have the cam detection on this guy as well. So we've got all of our towers to have cam detection, basically, except for the alchemist, which doesn't really matter. Come on. And then we're also going to go for the jungle drums and the primary training. So here we go. We already got our primary monkeys upgraded. If you guys don't know what the 3rd-tier monkey village does, by the way, this is kind of cool to do, actually. All primary monkeys in radius get more range, pierce, and projectile speed. Heck yeah, dude. I love the sound of that. It's just a lot of little bonuses. They add up over time. They can actually be quite helpful. All right. Let's do it like this. Let's get a quick 4th-tier ninja here just to have him. Just to have him. He's not the best tower in the long term, but I just like having him around, man. He's a good tower. The only thing I recommend not doing is not getting the caltrops, actually. Kind of a waste of money, if you ask me. It's just not worth it. Just, not a huge fan of it all over the place. But now I want to get a little bit more balloon popping power, so I'm feeling like getting a few more primary monkeys. So my cannon, this guy can reach all 3 areas over here, but I might build 2 cannons, so we're going to build them just a little bit further off to the side here. Look at the range, though, on these guys. I mean, that is a pretty beefy range. All right, that's a big range increase. This is a low-level cannon. I mean, compare this to this range. This range to this range. What? What? Ba-bam! I mean, that's like a 25% change or something like that. That's good. I'm thinking about going for a bottom path cluster bomb, recursive cluster with bigger bombs and heavy bombs. Yes, it is expensive, but I think it is wholeheartedly worth it, man. Definitely worth it. And I'm not going to let up on my texture here. I'm feeling it, man. So we're going to go even faster shooting. And then if you really want to, you can go for the top path upgrade. And that's going to have some extra fire damage and stuff. I'm a pretty big fan of the overdrive and the tack zone, though. It's a little bit of a waste of money in certain circumstances. But in the long term, especially if you plan on getting another monkey village over here, oh, baby, it can be delish. Can I fit another one? Kind of. We'll think about it, man. We'll think about doing another one of these bad boys. I will think about it. But as of right now, no, definitely not. So let's at least get the bow up shop here. That's going to help us pop the bow ups a little bit faster. Keep them at bay for a little bit longer, especially just kind of keep them trapped right next to my Taxer or my Boomerang or whatever the heck that I can hit over here. So now it's all about just saving up the money. It's what kind of high-tier, interesting, crazy, late-game upgrades do you want to get? Well, I'm still not a huge fan of the ice towers. Sure, they're okay. I don't mind them. They're decent. Same thing with the glue gunner. It's like, maybe if you really want to, like the Moab glue and stuff like that can be somewhat useful. Eureka! But, I just feel like it's too expensive for what you're getting out of it. Submarines, actually quite intriguing, honestly. Submarines have been that new tower that I'm like, should I be getting more of these guys? I actually do like them. But if I'm going up to around 100, probably not. You know, it's too much to handle. It's too weird. Buccaneers are kind of in the same boat over here. Wink, wink. They're good, but the amount of money that you're spending on them, probably not worth it by the time you get to the late game. You know, you're thinking DDTs too. You need to get DDT popping power and all that other stuff. But do not underestimate these two boys right here, the two flying towers in the game. First of all, infinite range, which on longer maps like this, we're attacking the entire time here, guys. That is helpful. Look at that Camel Lead popping power too, by the way. That's nice. And then it comes down to the magic monkeys. Ooh, all of these guys are useful, alright? Every single one of these guys are useful in different ways. Oh, here we go. Let's get this guy off of pursuit for a little bit. I don't feel like chilling watching that BFB just sit there for 10 minutes. Alright. Let him come into the tack zone at the very least. And boom, 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 take them all down. Wonderful. And then we can put this guy back on pursuit. So another tower that I really, really like, though, is actually the wizard here, guys. So I'm feeling the wizard. We're gonna go for him. I'll do him kind of over here, a little bit closer to the front, actually, because I want him to have more Moab popping power. And I think maybe, even if I get him up to the next range level here, I might be able to reach the Bloons down here before they go around. There it is. Oh, yeah. There it is. Perfection, man. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get one more cannon here, just because I am always afraid of Bloons. And it's like the last open spot that I have over here. And, of course, it's round 63, too. So we go ready to go Arcane Spike with... Let's go Fireball and Wall of Fire here. I used to get Intense Magic a lot, but I don't feel like it's as important as it used to be. They basically nerfed it in a weird way. And that's one weird thing about Bloons Start at 6 is because of all the nerfs and the buffs and the changes going on in the game, you really have to be active and looking at how good a tower actually is. Even though it used to be good 3 months ago, or 5 months ago, or whatever, even a week ago, it may not be good anymore. So you're going to have to watch that at least a little bit. So we're moving on to round 65. This would be our medium game is over at this point. So it's good to have that taken care of. 2 BFBs at once. Oh, baby. Alright, that's fine, that's fine. There it is. Alright, once the 4th tier wizard over here, once he can reach those things, they done. They got nothing on us. So I feel like the best thing for me to do is actually go for an Archmage today. I'm going to go for an Archmage, and I'm going to go for another Cannon down here, and then we will end up getting the Comanche Commander today as our later game tower. Once we feel like we've got all the bases covered for ourselves, then we can get the Comanche Commander to clean up around 90 to 100, no problem. A lot of people are going to push themselves into the Comanche Commander really, really quickly, but that's going to make the game overall more difficult throughout everything, you know? I think that might suck. Even though, yeah, once you get him, you're going to be really, really good, but you're spending 37 grand over here. That's nothing to mess around with. So I guess we're just going to Keg Blast this thing to burn it down a little bit faster. This thing takes forever to pop. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh, primary mentoring. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can invest the money in that. That's just too expensive for me. Alright, so I may also be putting some Druids in here. We're going to see how it goes. I feel like they're really, really good Moab popping power and bad popping power. And if you could get them in a good position over here, it's going to be nice. But also, I do want to get my Glaive Lord going. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Screw the Archmage. Let's go for the Glaive Lord as our first guy. Let's get this guy. It's going to be $42,000. Still really expensive here. But very, very helpful against those middle path, you know, middle health Bloons, Moabs, and BFBs, man. So, oh my god, it's not so much. Maybe a little bit. That's what this guy's hopefully there for. You know, he's going to be there to hopefully pop down a lot of those really high-tier Bloons. At least help out against those high-tier Bloons. And we're also adding that extra Pierce on that guy with this thing. So that's going to be super duper helpful. Because you have so many projectiles, Pierce is going to matter a lot. When you have very few projectiles, like for a 4th-tier Boomerang here, Pierce doesn't matter much, because you're already doing 40 Pierce per shot. It's like, if you move it up to 42, like, who cares? What is that? 3% bonus? Like, it just doesn't matter. But when you got a big boy here that goes from 2 to 3, oh baby, that's a big bonus. Or 1 to 2 even. Doubling it. That's awesome. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't actually use the Glaive Lord all that often, but I feel like a lot of people underestimate his true power. Everything in his range, basically all this area right here, is going to do massive damage. So, I guess it's kind of good the Bloons came out. That's allowing the BFP to move up a little bit here. Alright. So these are reinforced Bloons, by the way. You can see how easily we're taking those guys down. Basically, no Bloons are even making it to the pool over here, let alone to the 3rd area, let alone actually sneaking through our defense here. We've got some reinforced Bloons coming in at this point, though. Those things are crazy. See how well our combos are working now. I feel like one of my weaknesses, though, is probably the Bloon pop power, at least a little bit. And that's where I've got this cannon here. Eventually, I will upgrade him up just a little bit here. But if we can take down around 76, this is one of the beefiest Bloon levels in the game, you know you're going to be doing at least okay over here. And then I've got Gwendolyn, which is a great Bloon popping power hero as well. Oakley dokley, still need 20 grand though, man. Looks like we're not going to be able to afford that guy until probably around 82 or 83 at least. I still think it's going to be worth it though. There's a big chunk of buddies over here. And finally, you can see the Bloons actually are getting a little bit further. We see a couple times they get over to this second area here, but still not even making it to the 3rd area, even in big rushes. This will be a good time to test our defense out against these big ceramic rushes. We're going to use the cocktail here. Let's see, when do we want to use it? Oh, did the big rush already come? I think the big rush already came. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. And basically all of my towers have cam detection, too, so it's like, it doesn't really matter, but we'll use the boost anyways. Kablamo. Boost him, just make sure you take care of him. Because that's one of those pesky things, is like, should I wait and hope that I don't have to use it, just in case I have to use it on round 79? No, because you won't need to use it on round 79. You probably need to use it on round 78, though. But look at the money flowing in at this point, man. Woo! I was thinking we're going to have to wait until around 83. It might take a little less than that. Now we're talking about like 6, 7 grand on this round alone. There's so many regen rainbows here. Sadly, there's no such thing as regen farming in this game. Otherwise, we could make millions of dollars. That was the one thing that I'm sure that they were like, we can't let this happen. Ninja Kiwi employees, if you let regen farming be a thing in this game, I will hate you forever. And luckily they didn't, though. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this guy back to lock in place for just a second here. Let him get in range of the wizard. I'm going to put him back on pursuit. Come on, wizard buddy. There he is. Put him back in pursuit. Slows down this oh my god, which is actually quite wonderful. And then, ooh, my ninja can reach that thing too. That's actually pretty sweet. Because, I mean, this is one of the biggest balloons in the game, so once we have the bad balloon come out and stuff like that, we're going to be able to hurt him even more with our, like, ninja stuff, which actually does matter here, guys. The ninja is one of the best bad balloon popping power towers in the game. As stupid as that is, it's true. Alright, I don't really want a Grandmaster Ninja or anything, but it's cool to think about here. So this is where we really want to have the Glaive Lord, man. I need him. $3,000 more. Looks like we're probably going to get up at the end of this round. Maybe the next round. Kablamo. Alright, Glaive Lord time. So the way this guy's going to work is everything in here, here, and here is all going to be automatically damaged by the Glaive Lord. So it's nice that we have it in 3 different areas, because you can see how much damage that thing's doing. Look at that. Any sort of ceramics in that range, ooh, they are dead. Reinforced balloons probably a little stronger. You know, they have the ability to survive more layers over here. But don't forget, we're also doing damage to Moab class balloons, BFBs, and even the higher class balloons as well. The longer you can keep him in range of this guy, the better he's going to do. Alright, so what's next in the agenda? We got basically the balloons covered here. We got a lot of the lower level stuff covered. But I still don't feel like I have enough DDT popping power. So I'm going to do 1 recursive cluster just to have it, and then we're going to go for the Archmage. Now that I know I can save up my monies. And I feel like at this point it's probably good to put... Oh, he's already on strong. Oh, man, I thought I had here already. Good, good, good. I was going to say, now we should just put him on strong. That would be a good thing for us. But this is what a $40,000 tower does. I know, you're thinking, oh, it's just a Glaive Lord. Like, you're thinking, like, BTD battle style or something like that. Like, no, this is not battle style anymore. This is BTD 6 style. This is different. This is bigger. This is better. This is stronger. You guys know how we like our strong stuff. One thing that I will say, though, is this game is going to last a little longer than my normal games. I don't know if we are popping them slower or what the deal is, but it's going to take about almost 30 minutes to actually beat this thing. When I've beaten some Chimps mode levels in about 20 minutes. As interesting as that is. It probably has something to do with the Comanche Commander just chilling over here and just popping everything as soon as it walks in. Most likely. Alright, so don't forget, anything 80 plus is going to give you a lot of money. There's very few rounds that don't give you much money. Let's put it that simply. Lots of reinforced BFBs right now. Alright. Alright, it's a little bit painful there. But I see what we got to deal with. I wish that I wish that the primary mentoring actually like did something, you know, and something useful. By that point in the game, you don't care about saving $250 on a thing. It's just like it just doesn't matter. So there's the Glaive Lord going at it again. Popping some more balloons. Man, I'm getting toasty in here, dude. I got my heater, so I closed it. Like, here's the problem. I feel like the vent system in my house is so weird. It doesn't make it's just one big line of vent, and I feel like in a lot of other houses there's like a lot of weird vents like going through the walls in weird ways or something like that. Like my house isn't like that. It's just one big long vent. That's it, and then it randomly goes to different places, right? So it's a pretty cheap way to build a house. That's the good news. But it makes the heating really weird. Because a lot of the rooms, I don't need heated. Like, just by them being close proximity to other things, I don't need them heated. So I close a lot of the vents in the house here. Right? But then it just doesn't really matter much. It just blows out even harder somewhere else. Here we go, round 90. This is the first DDT class balloon. You can see we still take it down, no problem. And this is mostly with the 4th tier alchemist over here. Or 4th tier wizard, excuse me. 4th tier alchemist over here is doing an okay job, too. He's actually popping some balloons, too. 5,000, that's nothing to mess around with. I mean, this guy's only got 72,000, alright? This guy's only got 28,000. This guy's only got 261,000. 125, really? So the Glaive Lord's actually popping that many more balloons than even our heli pellet that's been around for much longer in the game as a high tier heli pellet. As a, well, I guess he's not that high at 203. A lot more money was spent on him than our 3rd tier for a while. Alright, we're almost there, guys. It's $5 grand away. This guy's really been doing a lot of the work, though. He's expensive. He does a lot of the Moab work as well. Don't forget about that. That is important. 93, we got more DDTs coming out on this level. There's like 6 of them coming out this time around, but Glaive Lord cleans them up. Good job, Glavy. Good job, Glavy. More reinforced balloons coming in here. Again, the Glaive Lord's not that good against the reinforced balloons. That's where the random cannons kind of come into play. And then $300 more for the Archmage. At this point of the game, kind of sucks. You're not building a bunch of random stuff. You're just building like a couple high-tier towers, which is not exactly fun to do. So, Archmage time. There it is. Now we've got some extreme Moab poppin' power. And we're getting to the point where we have a lot of blues on the screen, right? So what do you do with all the blues on the screen? Well, you got to do something about it, man. You're going to have to get an alchemist over here, right? You're going to have to get a middle path. Unstable concoction. We're also going to get this guy acidic mixture dip, because it's hopefully going to allow him to pop DDTs at least a little bit better, because currently he doesn't really do that. So perfect timing for round 95 right here. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. DDTs, no issues at all. That's the power of the Archmage, though. The Archmage was really the DDT popping power right there. It wasn't most of my other towers. So at this point, you might be realizing that there is basically no way that I can afford the Comanche Commander. That is correct, Amundo. But what I can get is I can get the Comanche defense. And actually, believe it or not, I'm actually okay with the Comanche defense. It's not super powerful, but when it does come in, it's going to clean up all the balloons. And if you just stall the balloons on the screen for long enough, you can do a good job with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine this all with another 0-4 Ninja. Sadly, we still got that stupid select point thing here. So here's round 97. This is, again, the reinforced Oh My Gods, which are a pain in the butt. Alright, a lot of times, especially with my Glaive Lord over here, does not going to work well with reinforced Oh My Gods. Not going to do that much damage against reinforced BFBs. Even the reinforced balloons on the inside, not going to do that much damage to. But we still take him down, no problem. And there we go. We get the extra power of the Comanche over here. This is round 98, the biggest balloon level in the game. Alright, you know what we get, though? We get the Bloon Sabotage. So sadly, we can't use it right now. What I can do is I can throw down my cocktail. Oh, kind of in the wrong spot. That kind of sucks. Alright, I see. I get it, dude. Thank you, Mr. Glaive Lord, for taking them all down for me. You helped out a bunch. 550 grand already. Here we go. Reinforced DDTs. Let's slow them down, though, guys. Let's slow them down. I don't feel like dealing with them right now. And that's how you do it. Here we go. We got, the bad balloon. So, it doesn't really matter what you build at this point. I think we got our defense is good enough. But just to help out, let's get an extra 4th tier ninja here. So we're just going to go 4th tier. Seeking Shuriken. And then, we'll get a random sniper over here, too. Sniper. Alright, that's good enough. That's good enough. And then basically, once the sabotage is ready to go, we'll just sabotage the balloons on the inside here. But you can tell we are actually struggling a little bit against this bad balloon. It's not easy to take down. My Glaive Lord's not doing basically anything at this point. That is something to definitely keep in mind right here. There's the bad balloon. We're going to slow these guys down. Keg blast them. And bablamo! That's how you do it, boys. That's how you take it down on Chimps mode. Alright, victory is ours. We've stopped them nasty, nasty balloons right there. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you press that like button for me. I'd appreciate it a bunch. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the little bell button. Notify yourself when my videos come out so you can watch all this awesome Chimps action. And of course, have a super duper delicious day.